another action-packed class for you. We're going to work with something called the vitality sequence. And I've changed it a little bit. And what I realised is everything we've done over the past couple of weeks all gets featured in this one sequence. And I've not planned it that way. It's just happened like that. So I hope you're ready to do a bit of moving this morning and getting your body's energy flowing and get activated. So I'm going to invite you to come straight up to your feet. And as always, if you're finding that it's a bit tough, or just modify things for yourself. So just modify it to make it work for you. So when we do the final pose in it, there's one that's quite a strong arm balance. You can do the Sphinx pose there instead. So arriving up to standing and feeling the ground underneath your feet. And we're just going to do a little bit of centering as we draw awareness into the body. Just taking some nice, slow, long breaths. And gently tightening the muscles in your legs so you feel the strength that supports you and holds you. Gently lifting pelvic floor and allowing that awareness to rise up into the chest. Let your legs relax, keep your knees soft. And with the next in-breath, take your shoulders up towards your ears and let your shoulders glide back. And just enjoying some nice, long, slow breaths as you become centered, present in this present moment. Begin to move the fingers, give your fingers a little stretch. And then we're going to give the hands a shake. Just loosening up all the fingers to begin with, and the thumbs. Just feeling any tension that's settled there from phones, computers, whatever you've been doing with your hands. Let that awareness now just come into your thumbs. So you focus on the thumbs. And then the first finger, your middle finger, the ring finger, and your little finger. Taking it into the palms and the wrists, into the forearms, elbows, biceps. And as you come up to your shoulders, give your knees a bit of a bend. Any tension, just slip away. Lovely. Let your legs stop bouncing and bring your hands up through the midline. And give your hands a shake up above your head. And then pause. And from your pause, reach up, breathe in. Allow the sternum to lift, lengthening the spine. Allow your shoulders to relax now. Breathe in. And as you breathe out, let both arms descend down, creating that circle in front. Let your shoulders lift up towards your ears. Take another breath in. And as you breathe out, sink down into the knees, shoulders relax, and rise up. Take your weight over into your left leg. You can pop your hands on your hips for balance and begin to circle your toes. So you're feeling that ankle joint relaxing and just going at whatever pace suits you and changing your directions when you feel ready. And give your toes a scrunch up and stretch your toes. And then give your foot a shake. Starting at the tips of the toes, trying to soften and loosen them. And then let that awareness come through the sole of the foot, through the ball, the arch, the heel, top of your foot, into your ankle, rising up into that calf muscle and the knee, coming up into the thigh, it's that big strong quad muscle. And then shift your perspective so you're kicking down through your foot so your whole leg goes relaxed. And then just begin to circle your knee out to this side. One more. Place your foot down. Weight into your right foot and circle the toes on the left side. Using your core muscles to help support you, or finding something steady to focus your eyes on. Changing directions again. And give your toes a stretch and scrunch. And then begin to give your foot a shake. Again, starting with the toes. Ball of the foot, the arch, the heel. Ankle. Calf muscle. Into that quad. Where the whole of the leg loosens, any tension is released out through the sole of the foot. Oops, begin to give your knee a few circles, opening out that hip joint. And then the best bit, pop your foot down and have a whole body shake. It's good to move. Let's get going. And then come back into your place of standing. Begin to circle your shoulders back, sinking into your knees. Lovely stretch through the pecs, through the chest. Drawing shoulder blades together and bringing your breath into it. And then just begin to move the right shoulder back and then the left. And it becomes a whole body movement as the hips join in. You feel the movement in your knees, ankles and your feet. And some space into the ribs. Begin to lift your elbows up into it. Some nice big circles happening with those elbows. Up and back. And then swing your arms through and underneath. Squeeze into the kidneys. Release any stress from the adrenals, nourishing the adrenals. Lovely. And then turn it into a lovely figure of eight. We love our figure of eights here. I recently learned, I think I probably already told you this, but I recently learned that this is a movement for the heart, really. It clears the energy pathways, the nadis, to the heart center, so it can really help bring you into that joyful state, so feeling alive, happy. It just clears out the energy body. And you can move wherever you wish this morning. Create some nice big figure of eights. Twist into the sides. Lovely. Step your feet closer together, just let your hands come around your body. Just moving from the base of the spine, hands tapping in low. This is another one of our much loved Drew yoga movements. And it really does release latent energy from the discs within your back, from the muscles, the joints, so it helps to free up energy for the practice. It keeps your spine really healthy. We'll steadily let the arms lift. Let them come to shoulder level. And then take the arms up into the space above. Just letting go of anything that's not serving today. And then let the arms fall down. Notice how much lighter they feel. And then lift your heels, let your twist deepen. Even turn your head. And the sternum to lift. Getting the heart rate moving. Freeing up tension from the spine. And then start to let the arms lift up again. We're segmentally waking up the body. Arms can go up into that space above. Knees a little bend. Let the body just come back to standing. Allow the arms, everything to stop when it's ready. Ah, lovely. Hands on your hips, circle your hips a few times. As you circle your hips, notice right down to the soles of your feet and how that pressure moves around. The soles of the feet are also massaged, and that activates the acupressure points, which in turn correlate with the organs within the body. So it's a very holistic practice, what we do. And then begin to turn it into a nice figure of 8. Letting the hips glide. Bend your knees into it. And change your directions as well. And come back to your standing place. Okay. Anchor your right foot down. Step forward with your left. Lift your arms. Take a nice big breath in. Arms come down, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. So as your arms lift up, you've got that inhalation. And as they come down, you breathe out. And we're lifting the sternum. We're getting a nice stretch into the diaphragm. This dome-shaped muscle. Stretching the spine. Getting that heart rate moving again. Oh, and we're stretching latissimus dorsi, biggest, broadest muscle in the back. Now we're going to tune into that muscle by giving the shoulders a little tap. Keep your elbows, if possible, in line with your shoulders. All right, now next time you step back, just pause, lift your arms up. You're going to bend your left knee, lift your right toes, and just come down into a hamstring stretch. You can hold onto your knee, your thigh, your ankle, the ground, and just allow the body to be here for a few moments, breathing steadily and evenly. Allowing that long hamstring muscle to release. Lovely. Bring the sole of the foot back down onto the mat. You want to have about a couple of feet distance between your legs. You're going to bend your leading knee. Keep your hips and pelvis in neutral. So come up, back up to standing. Sorry, I forgot to say. And we're going to stretch out the calf muscle. So this gastrocnemius muscle. So you press in your back heel down towards the mat, hips and pelvis neutral, lift pelvic floor and front knee over your ankle. We're just going to be here for a moment or two as that muscle stretches out. It doesn't feel like much of a stretch. You can press down into that left heel. Okay, straighten your front leg. Bring both feet closer together, so there's about a foot distance between them, but they're still hip distance. And then you're going to bend both knees and sink down as if you're sitting on an imaginary chair. And now we're stretching the soleus muscle, which is that muscle that connects into your Achilles. Then if you're not feeling much, take your weight a bit further back. Be aware of feeling it in the quads, because although we're getting an extra stretch, that's not where we're aiming to be. Okay, lift back up. Anchor your left foot this time, and we'll begin the process again. Arms lift, breathe out, get your momentum first of all. Energy moving, let's get things shifted. Start to give your shoulders a tap when you feel ready. It always amuses me, the name of this thing he's given, the de-slugger. Because it really helps us to, if we feel a bit sluggish, this is the one that livelies everything up. Okay, now next time you step back, lift your arms up, have a little stretch, bend your right knee, lift your left toes and fold forwards down towards the ground, holding on wherever's best for you. So knees, ankle, shin, foot, ground, whichever it works for you. And just allow gravity to do its part. You begin to release and relax the hamstrings. Focusing your exhalation into that leg, allowing that muscle to lengthen and release. Okay, place the sole of your left foot down, lift back up, and turn to the side so you can see what it looks like. So you've got a couple of feet distance between each foot. That front knee bends, so your knees over your ankle. Back leg fairly straight without the knee joint locked. You can pop your hands on your hips if that helps with balance. And we just stay here for a few moments. Getting that muscle in the calf, the gastrocnemius. Funny thing happened to me the other day. I was in Tesco's and the checkout girl said the word gastrocnemius, and it was just a random thing for someone to say who works on the checkout. So I said, why are you talking about gastrocnemius muscle? And she told me that she used to be a sports studies student, and they insisted on them using the anatomical names of muscles. It's really weird. I liked it though. So releasing that muscle. I remember when I first started studying yoga, it seemed like a whole nother language, and I never thought I would ever learn these words or know where these things were. Lovely. Step your feet closer together. Still hip distance, about a foot distance between both feet, and then sinking down, bending your knees. And if you're feeling it in your thighs, just lift a little bit further up. So we should be feeling it down towards the Achilles, the ankle on the right foot. Rise up. Your legs a little shake out after those. Okay. We're going to come into Tadasana mountain pose. So allow your feet to be hip distance and allow your weight to distribute evenly through your body. Bring that awareness up through your legs. And soft. Parking hips and pelvis to neutral, lifting pelvic floor. Feeling those core muscles engaging. Allowing the sternum to lift. And feeling the expansion of the breath. Allow your shoulders just to lift up and back. Noticing the space arriving into the chest. Feeling the crown of your head rise. Just going to do a few standing stretches. Let the hands, backs of the hands be in front and lift up. Allowing the body to lift, the sternum to lift. Breathe out, fold forwards, flow down. Allow your knees to bend as they wish. And then rise back up. Breathing in, feeling that flow through your spine. And we're going to repeat this a few times. So you can move at whatever speed suits you. Just notice, tune into the exhalation as you come down. And breathe in that prana, that life force, that energy as you rise back up. Feeling the segmental movement of the spine. Breath lifts you up. Exhalation brings you down. It's one more. This is going to be our final one down. So pausing your forward bend. Allow your head, neck and shoulders to relax. You can bend your knees. Feel the abdomen resting onto the thighs. Make your hands behind at the ankles. And slowly stand up, tracing the fingers up the back line of the legs. Slide your hands in under your ribs. Keep your chin towards your chest, bend your knees, and just recline back a tiny bit. So you're stretching the front of the body. Breathe in as you lift up, breathe out, flow back down. Walk your feet wider apart. Hold onto your elbows and just have a little swing between your two big toes. Again, feeling your hamstrings lengthening. And then bend your knees and come back up to standing, keeping your feet in that wide stance. Going to bend the right knee and just sink down into that right thigh so you've got a nice stretch through the adductor muscle. And that muscle on the inside of the thigh to stretch. And then lift up through the middle and sink down into the side. Through the middle. Right. Centre. Walk your feet back together. The right palm come out in front of the navel. Take the left palm overhead, so both palms facing one another. Breathe in as you lengthen and breathe out. Come over into your sideways. These core muscles lift. Rotate the arms. Breathe in and breathe out. And I'm just going to repeat that one more time on each side. Breath lift you up. Exhalation eases you over. Rotate the arms, breathe in and breathe out. Arms come down. Then come down onto your knees. And you want to have your left leg out in front. Yeah, have a drink of water. Stay hydrated. You want your left leg out in front. Knee over your ankle. And you want to keep your pelvis as upright as possible. And when we keep the pelvis upright, what happens is we strengthen it as well as stretching. Place your hands just behind your knee. Breathe in to lengthen your spine. And as you breathe out, just let your hips glide forward. And we want to create space between the chest and the knee. And you stretch it through here, through that, through the psoas muscle. Up, and then it becomes a moving practice. So let your hands come up to heart level. Breathe in, and as you breathe out, just ease forward, stretch forwards, and then press down into your foot as you come back. And you can add a little micro back bend if you wish. And I love this movement. It always reminds me of ebb and flow, and it reminds us of giving and receiving. So we can be so giving as human beings that we often just forget to be open to receive what we need or what we deserve. And this just reminds me of creating space for it. So as you breathe in, really feel space in your lungs, in your ribs. And you also get a massage into the digestive organs as well. Stretching the back, spine. Just one more. As you draw back now, lean forward, place your hands either onto the ground, make little claws, and then walk your foot a bit further forward. So crawl it forward with your toes, and then lift your toes up, and then we go into another hamstring stretch. And I always like this because it's called the half splits. You just let gravity again take over. Try not to lock the knee. You can press the heel down into the ground, and that intensifies the stretch a bit more. And you can draw your chin in the direction of your shin. Lovely. Slide your leg back in and swap over. So this time your right foot is coming out. So we're back into runner pose. That's it, and you've got your right leg out in front, knee over your ankle, pelvis upright, core muscles on. Breathe in, place your hands behind your knee, and then sinking down. You want to try and keep the sternum lifted, plenty of space between the hands and the knee. So we avoid reaching forwards. Lifting up, and then we go into that moving stretch. Our hands come up to heart level, and then you're moving forwards, folding the body down towards the thigh. Breathing in, lifting up. Fabulous for the joints. Great stretch or massage for the organs. Reminding us of that, being open to receive. Breathing in whatever qualities might be of benefit this morning. Having patience with ourselves and with others, being accepting things we can't control. Just one more of those. As you come in, take your hips back, place your hands down, walk your front foot forward a little bit, lift your toes, and then arrive into your hamstring stretch. And then bring your knees back together. Let your body come down onto the mat. Come into crocodile pose and have a little rest. So heels are in, toes are pointed out. One arm on top of the other. Place your forehead onto your arms. And allow your breath to be slow, long and even. Breathing nice big deep breaths down into the belly. Feeling that sense of relaxation as you breathe out. Breathing deeply and allowing the body to find a bit of stillness. Steadiness. And then bringing your heels closer together. Slide your thumbs back so your thumbs are at eye level. Breathe out. And then slowly begin to lift up from the base of the spine. Press your palms into the mat and come into the Sphinx pose. separating your fingers. And as though there's an invisible thread attached to the chest, and that thread's drawing you forwards. And that compression in the lumbar part of the spine. Some fingertips down. And if you feel comfortable and safe here, you can allow the chin to drop down towards the chest. And then lifting the head back up. Your elbows go back out to the sides and come back down. Slide your hands back underneath your shoulders and lift the body back so your hips come back to join your heels, stretching out the spine, forehead down. And then bringing your hands back by your ankles, palms facing upwards, tuck your head in. And then slowly make your way back up so you come into a kneeling position. Just make yourself comfortable for a moment or two. So I hope that you're all okay. Good. I was a bit concerned of because I'm really hot. Is anyone really hot? No, is it just me? Oh dear. So I'm going to demonstrate for you. So this is my adaptation of the vitality sequence. And as I was teaching it yesterday, I taught it about 3 times, and I was like, I'm doing it slightly different. So I've changed it, but it brings in everything we've done over the past couple of weeks. So as I said, we'll do it nice and slowly. So I'll offer some alternatives and things. But it's lovely. It's got a beautiful flow, and it creates an energy channel through your body to really fill you up with vitality for the day. So here we go. You can either bring your forearm and lift up like we do in the moon sequence, or bring your hand down and lift up. And we'll do both of them so you can offer that alternative. An alternative, so you can either come down, do the Sphinx, or the other one is the Scorpion. And you have so you've got your hands pointing in, and you bring your chest down, and you lift your leg up. So it's a big stretch. It's a big, powerful one for the arms. And then we come back up, foot comes forward, back into that warrior pose. And then we come back down. So we've got a few. So as I said, I didn't actually realise, but it's everything we've done over the last 3 weeks, really, into this lovely flow. So inviting you to come up to your feet, and we'll work through it nice and slowly. So bring yourself over to the left-hand side of your mat. And we start off by, it's called activating core power, core strength. So we come into Tadasana mountain pose. Feel the ground, the earth underneath your feet. Your feet wriggle, let that awareness rise up through your legs, park your pelvis. Allow the sternum to lift, take your shoulders back, and the crown of the head rise up. And your hands together. Then release your hands down, step out to the right hand side. And then turn the toes of your right foot 90 degrees, take your left heel back. Feel as though you're sending roots down through your legs, hips are forward. Core muscles on, breathe in, let your arms lift. And then breathe out, bend that leading knee, sink down through your hips. And you want to have your knee over your ankle, so you've got that right angle. So just double check if your knee's overshooting, you might get pain. So sink back. Tuck tailbone under, let your sternum lift, and then turn your head. So you're looking down that finger, middle finger of your right hand. Stretching the arms out and feeling as though the arms are supported by two poles. From here, all you're going to do is bend your right elbow and then feel that length happening through your spine. Sweep your arm over and come into that beamer stretch. So palms facing down, pressing down into the outside of your left foot, turning your heart forward, and you've got that nice big deep stretch happening. Lovely. And then from here, you're going to lift up your left heel, just take it back, let your hips pivot so they're square over your knee, and then bring both hands down either side of that foot, so you'll bend that leading knee. And then come onto the ball of your left foot. You're going to lift your right leg all the way up. So you're stretching all the way up. So right leg is going to come up above your body. That's it. You've got the power and strength in your glute holding it there. And then take your weight forward towards your hands, and then that leg is going to come back through, and you're going to pop the sole of your right foot down and come onto your knee, so we come back into runner. So left knee and shins down, right knee's bent, and then we lift up, hands come up through the front, and then out to the side. I'm just going to turn forward so I can see you. That's it. So this is like what we do with the moon sequence. So your arms are out to the side, that's it. I can see you all, you're all different directions. And then we're going to just tilt forward a bit, and you can place your forearm onto your thigh, lift your left arm up as if we're looking up to the moon in the moon sequence. So we've got a nice long stretch through that left side. And then use your core, come back to the middle. And then you can either repeat the one we just did, or you can bring that right hand down on the outside of your right foot and then look up towards that left hand. So stacking the shoulder blades, nice openness through the chest. And then core muscles on, lift back up. I'm just going to turn again, so I'm in a different place. And then this time, you're going to bring your hands down either side of your foot. Tuck your left toes under and take that leg back. And you can either take both feet back, come down, come into Sphinx, or you can try this scorpion. So it's up to you. So if you're going to do the scorpion, you're going to lift one leg up. So you lift your right leg up, bend your elbows, and bring your chest down to the mat. And that leg's very straight. Pressing down into your palms, into your forearms, your knees down. Keep your left knee down on the ground. And then lift up. Bring your right foot forward, back between your hands. And then we lift back up, back into that warrior pose. Well done. Wait till you're all back. Straighten your right leg, turn both feet forward, let your arms lift up, breathe in, and then come down into a nice forward bend. Bend your knees and just let your hips move, flow from side to side. And then slowly, with reverence, so being really aware of your feet, slowly step your feet one by one back to hip distance, and then we unfurl the spine. One vertebra at a time, take your shoulders back. Do it on the other side. So I hope that you're all right. Take a step out to the right side this time. Okay, so we access core power, core strength. So let your palms come together. So, and this time we're going to do it slightly differently. So release your hands down, and then you're going to step out to the left-hand side, lift your arms up. And then as you breathe out, you're going to do a pivot. So you're going to sink down. So turning your left foot 90 degrees, right heel back, sink down through your hips, and then turn your head. You're looking down the middle finger of your left hand. I'm looking at you. Check where your knee is. So just check that your knee's not caving inwards or outwards. You want your knee over your ankle so it's really safe. Tuck tailbone under, let sternum lift. Get really steady in your warrior pose. Let the elbow on the left hand bend. Place your forearm onto your thigh, sweep your right arm across. Stretching through the fingers, and you've got a lovely diagonal from the fingers on the right down to the outside of the right foot. Nice big reach. And then you're going to turn your hips, lift your right heel, bring your hand down, bring the other hand down. You want your foot facing forwards, your right foot facing forwards, left knee bent, and then you're going to take your left leg up into that one-legged dog. So left leg's up in the air. And you're on the ball of your right foot. That's it. And then coming down, you're going to bring that left leg back through between your hands and bring your right knee down onto the mat. Yep, you're all doing good. Core muscles on. Lift your hands up through the midline, then open your arms out to the sides. I'm going to turn to see you. So pop your glutes on, tuck tailbone under, feel very steady in that runner pose. And then this time you're going to bring your left forearm onto your left thigh. Raise your right arm up, look up towards that right hand. So you've got a nice big stretch through the ribs on the right. Your arms come back down, out to the sides. And then you can either repeat what we just did, or turn from the base of the spine, bring your left hand down on the outside of the left foot, lift your right arm up. Core muscles on. Bring yourself back to that position. And then we've got two choices here. So you can either work with your Sphinx pose, or we can come into the scorpion. Whichever one you're doing, bring the palms of your hands down onto the mat. And you're going to tuck the toes under on your right foot. So if you're coming into Sphinx, you want to take both feet back, lower down onto your tummy, and then lift up into your Sphinx. If you're coming into your scorpion, you're going to take your left leg back and bring your right knee down onto the mat. And bend your elbows, bring your chest down, and you can even place your chin onto the mat if you wish. And then that leg is lifted up above your body. Take a few breaths here, and then you're going to press down into your arms. Bring your left leg back through, so it's back between your hands. Put the toes of your back foot under, turn your foot sideways. You're going to lift up, and then come back into your warrior. And in your head, so it's looking down the middle finger of your left hand. And as you stand in your mighty warrior, being proud of your achievements, moving through this series of quite challenging poses. Straighten that front leg, turn both feet forward, lift both arms all the way up above the body, and come down into your wide leg forward bend, and let everything hang loose. Let your head, neck and shoulders relax, bend your knees, move your hips, flow. And walking your feet back together, back to hip distance. Stack each vertebra one at a time as you come up to standing. Circle your arms around. Breathing in, let your palms come together. And allow your hands to come to rest in front of your arm. Close your eyes for a moment. You might want to let your hands come down and just stand for a moment and take a moment to appreciate how you feel right now after those quite challenging transitions and poses. Stick with the body for the mind. It's good to feel. And then in your own time, I'm going to bring you down onto the mat. And we're going to do some nice stretches as we lay down. So get your blankets ready for Shavasana. But we'll start off with our usual, just rocking from side to side. You want to pop your socks on or make sure you're nice and warm. And when you come down, just begin that with the rocking, circling the knees around. Let your left leg stretch out in front. Place it down onto the mat. Hold your right knee and just begin to circle that knee that you're holding onto. And you can allow your circles to become bigger. And then just pausing, breathing in. And as you breathe out, press your knee down towards your chest, lift your nose up towards your knee. Pressing the back down onto the mat. And then bringing the arch of your foot over and placing it over your knee. You can place your hand onto your knee or onto your thigh and pop your other arm down onto the mat and breathe in. And as you breathe out, let your hips and pelvis roll, keep your shoulders down, and come into that beautiful spinal rotation. And you can turn your head towards your right hand. And just use your breath, so use your exhalation, and it might allow you to move into it that little bit more deeply. Then roll back to that midpoint. Place both soles of your feet down. Bring your hips back to neutral. Slide your right leg away, bring your left knee in. And just begin to circle your knee around a few times. Changing directions again as you feel ready. And then pause, draw that knee down, lift your nose up towards your knee. And then place your head back down. Arch of the foot comes over onto your right knee, right hand onto your left knee, left arm down on the mat. Breathe in, and as you breathe out, come into your twist. Just allowing your body to relax down there, shoulders remain down on the mat. And relaxing into it as much as possible. And then rolling back to the middle. Placing both soles of the feet on the mat, let your knees come to one side and then the other. And then just pausing in that midpoint. Check the curve of your back, that low dose, it says flat down. So just lift your hips up towards your heels and then bring you want the soles of the feet down and little fingers in towards the body. And you can lift both arms up and just let your fingertips come down to the mat behind. Palms are facing down, little fingers in towards the body. And we're just stretching out that latissimus dorsi muscle, that one we've worked with today. Bring the arms back over, let your knees come into your chest and just hook them in one more time. Then sliding both legs away. Make sure you're nice and comfortable. Let your body get ready for your relaxation, your shavasana. Now grab your blankets, your cushions, your cozy things. Make sure you're nice and warm. Nicely relax down onto the mat. Take a moment to scan through your body and just check in with those various body parts, making sure that you feel really comfortable. Checking in with the feet, heels, backs of the knees, hips and pelvis. Taking a few nice long slow breaths, feeling the breath entering the belly, the abdomen. Chest. And your arms relaxing down. And just giving your body permission to relax for the next 10 minutes. Allowing your awareness to come towards your breath. Just underneath your nostrils. Notice the cool breath entering the body. Just following that breath with your awareness. Awareness towards your feet now and towards your toes. And as you breathe in, draw the toes in towards you. And as you breathe out, point the toes away. And repeat that again. Tightening the muscles in the calves now, and the shins. Breathing into them. And breathe out and softening up down. Tightening the quads. Tightening the glutes. Squeezing into those strong muscles. Breathing into them. And breathe out and feel the pelvis relax down onto the mat. Your tummy button back now towards the spine, lifting pelvic floor, breathing in. Breathe out and just soften. Pressing the sacrum down towards the mat. And soften, breathe out and let. Allowing the breath to be received. Notice its expansive nature in the chest. Feel the ribs expand, the lungs. And soften, breathe out, let go. Bring your thumbs in towards your palm and wrap your fingers around your thumbs and tighten the muscles in your arms. Lift your arms from the mat a tiny bit. And then let the arms come back down. Stretch the fingers away from your palms. Turn your head to the left side and the right side. Head come back to the center. Scrunch up your eyes, furrow the forehead, move the jaw. Release any tension from the face. Scrunch up your eyes. Breathe in. And as you breathe out, just let the face soften. Feel a softness starting to move through your body. Allow your awareness to travel back towards the space underneath your nostrils. And noticing that cool flow of air, that oxygen being drawn in. You're breathing now down into the feet. Softness. Could even be a warm glow. And feel it soothing the feet, relaxing them. Into the ankles and the shins. And breathe out. Warm glow now arrives into your calf muscles and your knees. Breathing. Soft warm glow. In the muscles in the thighs, the quads, bones, the hips, the pelvis. Breathing that softness, warm glow, soothing, nurturing. And breathe out. Soft warm glow now in there. In the sacrum. In the back of the body, in the spine. And breathe out and letting all of the release. Into the body, the chest, sternum, the heart, the lungs, digestive organs. It's now arrives into your arms and your hands, your shoulders, into the throat, the neck. And now in your face and your cheeks, your jaw, lips, forehead. And as you breathe out, the body descends a little bit deeper still into this place of deep relaxation. And taking a moment again to just scan through your body and notice any parts of the body that might not feel quite as relaxed as the other parts. And allow that softness, warm glow, soothing feeling to be present there as well. So the whole of your body, physical, mental, emotional, every part of you feels feeling relaxation. You will breathing out now. And on this exhalation, I'm just going to invite you to spend a few moments just resting here in this place of, in this sanctuary of softness and peace. And then taking a moment to begin to stretch, begin to move. Take a deep breath in. Hear the sound of your breath, feel in your body, and just start to move in a way that's perfect for you. We're going to use the radiance of our sun and that lovely light we experience at this time of year, golden light. I feel as though it's flowing in now through the crown of the head and it flows down over the face. It reawakens the eyes, the cheeks, the smile, raveling down that central column of the body, nourishes and energizes you on all levels, filling you with that vitality, that well-being. Blowing down into the hips, into the legs, the knees, the feet, the toes, and just having a stretch and just beginning to move in a way that's perfect for you. Turning on to whichever side works for you best. Bring yourself back to a seated position. Just keeping your eyes closed. Hands come together, rub your hands together. And place your nice warm palms over your eyes. Open your eyes up, separate your fingers. Give your forehead a tap. Your jaw. Head a tap. Get yourself the dust off. Your arms wide and give yourself a nice big hug. The other side a hug as well. Bring your arms up with your body, your palms come together. Come down towards your heart. And Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. May all beings be at peace. Hope that you enjoyed